So, hello, my lovely. I am so excited to chat to you today, and thank you so much for jumping on so we could have this chat. So, why don't you start with telling everybody who you are and exactly what you do?
So I'm Nirali, and okay, I'm actually training to be a coach as well. Of course, just inspired as well by Natasha. So actually, prior to that, I was actually in the pharmaceutical industry. So I was in there for about 7 years actually, and I just quit my job earlier in April actually this year. And yeah, and then since then, I've been working with Natasha.
Exciting times. So, tell us, Nirali, what were some of the things that you struggled with before you started working with me?
So one of them would definitely be taking action. And I think it was especially sort of like goal orientated, if that's a thing, action, like taking that was my biggest. And of course that kind of falls in with procrastination as well. So before Natasha became my biggest fan, procrastination was like, oh, let's work together. So yeah, that was my major one as well, in that sense. And definitely the mindset area I found. I mean, generally, like I've been always positive as well, but I find it's just not like being positive isn't enough. It's not. It doesn't push you to take action as well because, yeah, I wanted to achieve certain goals, but being positive, yeah, did I take action? No, not at all. And that's where mindset comes in. So yeah, I think within that, almost like positivity kind of falls, I don't say 20-30%, and mindset work is actually the rest of it. And that's where I kind of fell back with that.
Yeah. And you know what? I love that you say that, Nirali, because I think we all think that if we could just read a book and just watch a YouTube clip, and let's just be positive, 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 and then we'll just become positive. But the real work actually is all the inner shifts that you had to make, wasn't it? Like when we first started,
Absolutely.
I remember our last call only recently, and I said to you, the person you were sitting here in front of me is just mind blowing. From when we first started working together to now, I'm so
Absolutely.
proud of you. You've done freaking so well. So tell us, obviously, what kind of made you step up and actually take action to jump on a call with me to have a chat about potentially coaching together?
So I was definitely getting fed up of where I was because I was like literally stuck. I didn't know what to do or what the next step was. I mean, I had a certain ideas, and that's where I sort of like eventually decided that no, I was going to quit my job and then go follow what it is I really want to do. And then it's just like initially where I was like at home, I was like, no, okay, I really need to do something about it. And I know like every year I sort of like talk about, no, I need to make it different. I need to make it different. And this year it felt like, okay, no, I've quit my job. Now it's really time to kind of work on myself and what I really want to do. And yeah, and I think it was just that feeling of stuck and knowing also like deep down that I have a sense like potential to make something better, but I didn't know where to go, where to start. And like you said, it's easy just watching videos and saying, oh, you know what? Oh, let's figure out your purpose. But yeah, I can sit down with a pen and paper, but literally it's like mind block. I don't even know where to start or, where to go from there. So it was literally that. And yeah, and then that's when I thought, okay, no, I need to invest in like the coach or, someone that can really help me kind of go through it. And not only that, I think I find with, it's not the same as, just like talking to family and friends. I mean, I did like all these years, I've been talking to obviously my family and friends like, oh no, I really want to do this. I really want to do that. But I think it takes sort of like another person who's kind of like, almost sort of like out of everyone, almost like, let's say, I don't know if external is the right word, but sort of like out of the actual zone to tell you that, no, this is what, or not to tell you, but to sort of guide you as well, that no, you know what, this is right, this is wrong, or whatever it is to help you kind of go through it. And I felt like, yeah, I absolutely needed that.
and do you know what? I love that because your best friends are always going to tell you kind of what you want to hear, whereas your coach is your best friend, but also gives you that kick up the ass to make you do
absolutely
stuff.
Absolutely.
Like, you love me but you hate me.
No, I've never hated, I've always loved you.
So a real honest question here, were you scared when we jumped on that call? We were talking about actually signing up, like, were you scared?
Hell yes. I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't even know what I'm getting myself into, what I'm doing, because obviously like coaching mode was like absolutely new to me. I mean, I did follow you for hopefully like, you know, for some time, not literally, you know, but
Were you a stalker?
I was stalking you. I actually did. I think before I actually jumped on that clarity call, I was like, Natasha Khan, okay, like literally. But
Love it.
but like, yeah, it was scary, even though, you know, like you watch, like I watched the videos and stuff, but yeah, it's scary when you're like initially jumping on, and then, you know, I think it's like you're just being really vulnerable with someone about, and also it's kind of scary telling someone like, you know what, I don't know where I'm at, I don't know what to do. And literally that's what I did. I remember on the first call, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I'm just here. Just help me.
And I remember obviously then when we were discussing about like the payment and stuff, and you know, I know you won't mind me sharing this, you didn't have the money, like it wasn't just in like a little savings pot ready for you to do, did you? So what made you do it then? Because so many people say, oh, I can't afford it though, I don't have the stash away that everybody else does. Tell us.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. I mean, you know, we could sort of like say, well, I had like few months, you know, of my salary, like my pay, like sort of in. But again, I already had a bit of debt beforehand, and I was like paying for like other treatments that I'd been doing before, like, you know, laser treatments and stuff like that, and just general like other payments coming through. And I was like, I still have to think about, oh, I don't know how long I'm going to be jobless for. So yeah, I'm not going to have, you know, whatever this last payment or is going to be there. But I knew that it's almost like if it wasn't now, it was never going to sort of be. And I have been waiting for so long to take some sort of action, or, you know, take that step. And yeah, it's definitely scary. Like when you don't have a job and you're like, okay, well, I'm just, you know, investing in this much, what's going to happen? And I think the biggest fear also goes like, oh, what if I tell people, you know, I've invested in a coach? Or what if, you know, that, oh, I've just, you know, I mean, spent isn't the right word. Now that I've kind of worked in it, I use invest. But let's say at that time, it would have been like, what if I told them, you know, I've just spent this much on a coach? Or, you know, if I tell my mom, this is what, and that is why initially, I haven't really told my mom yet still as well, but it's still, that it's still scary. Like, you know, you start wondering what people will think. I think that's the biggest one as well. Yes. Like, oh, I've just spent this much. What will they say? You know, this. But at the end of the day, you got to know that you're the biggest investment you're ever going to make. And too often, I think, like, even at that time, like, I'll think, okay, you know what? I want to get this, I don't know, say face product, like, you know, some like massive like Hermes product or something. I could justify spending on that, even though not having a job. But yet I couldn't justify, you know, spending or investing in myself to make it better, because I think it's almost like we see as a materialistic, like it's a physical object that we see. Whereas with this, like mindset or like working, you don't actually see that until you start working and you start seeing the results, and which absolutely so. We'll go through that in a second.
That you've nailed it by saying that. That's so true. I remember when I used to spend, when I was modeling full time, £1,000 in a bag. I dropped that, wouldn't even think twice about it. But then when, for example, I was paying £5,000 for a coach, it wasn't a physical thing. It wasn't a car. It wasn't a bag. It was something like you said, that it's all up here. But then kind of when you look back, for me, it was the best money I've ever spent. So kind of, what would you say now?
I think definitely go for it. Like whoever's, you know, looking to like invest in themselves or looking to get some sort of direction, improvement, whatever it is, it's the best thing you're ever going to do. You know, work on yourself. And also we've got to remember that this is actually a lifetime, you know, thing that's going to stay, like the techniques, the tools, anything that you go through, it's a lifetime, you know, thing that's going to stay with you like throughout. Like I know for me for sure, because this is like the first time I invested, and it's going to stay with me. And yeah, I think, you know, definitely just go for it. Don't worry about what others say or think, you know, just do it. Just do it.
And Nirali, there's obviously so many coaches out there. Why did you pick me? I'm also intrigued in this.
Yeah, actually, I think it's more of I absolutely resonated with you, like, you know, watching through, like going through your content and like whatever you shared, I resonated with, you know, the stories, not stories, but, you know, your experiences you were sharing with us. And I felt like, yeah, I totally resonate with it. And I think it's definitely like, you know, you were raw and real, like on those videos. And that's what I totally connected. And you know, like, you don't see everyone on social media waking up in the PJs and sharing, you know, what they're going through, sort of thing. And I think with that, I was like, no, this person's real. They really, you know, they're living the real life. Like, you know, they're just not coming on and they having this like persona, like, oh, this is what I am. No, it was like, you were real, raw, honest with, you know, whatever you were going through. And that's what really kind of attracted me.
Oh, so lovely to hear. And I always, so obviously we worked together one-on-one, and obviously we went into the Badass in Business group program. I mean, how have you found that? What have you learned from that?
It's absolutely amazing. Like when I think about it, you would say, oh, you know, when you work one-on-one, like you would cover things, but it's just amazing when you work in a group as well. Like I thought that was a massive change. Like for me, it was literally getting out of my comfort zone as well. Like it's okay because when we come one-on-one, I can be totally myself with you, but suddenly when it comes with the group, I'm like, oh crap, like, you know, what do I say? I'm like, no. And that's the thing. I think when you start sharing you know, your journey or your stories with others, you don't realize like how many people are there to support you, to be on the same journey. And one thing I've definitely learned is within, you know, the Badass group as well, it's like it's important to surround yourself with the same like mindset, like go-getters who are on a almost similar journey. It might not necessarily be, you know, the same route you're going through, but it's a similar sort of like vibe that, you know, you're having as well. And I think it's important to actually surround yourself with similar minded people as well.
You know, the 5 people you surround yourself with, you become. And it's
Absolutely.
also like your best friends don't really want to hear about sales funnels and Facebook ads. They want to have a little gossip over a glass of wine. But with your like Badass business besties, they're the ones that like thrive off, oh my God, my sales funnel's not going well. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'll jump on and be like, right, okay, let's get this sorted. Let's talk Facebook ads. Let's talk strategy. So that for me, it's something I learned really early on in my kind of experience with coaching is that's, well, I got one of my business besties from being in a group program, Luce, who I absolutely freaking adore. I don't know what I'd do without her. So I think that's such a strong component when it comes to success. And then obviously all the stuff that comes with business. I mean, I remember when we first started talking, we hadn't even had, we had an idea of kind of, we wanted to have a business, didn't we? But we didn't really have an idea where. So we like brainstormed, we got it. And it was one of those things where I knew what I felt you could be really good at, but it was something that I had to kind of coach you into, but let you make that decision. And then you did. And I was like, yes, freaking amazing. I love it.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I think about. Okay, I don't know about other coaches, but I'm going to talk about my experience with you. It's like it's like you just see through people as well, like, you know, whether it's, you know, their crap or the excuses they created and, you know, whatever. Because I remember like there was this one call that we jumped on because I was feeling really down that week, and we jumped on and I was like, oh yeah, hi, and it's like, you know, just like general, how are you? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. It's like, no, what's going on? Like, come on, you know, step it up. And, you know, it's the same thing, similar thing with others. So yeah, I definitely think like, you know, you see through people like, okay, what they're going through and what they can step up on and what they need to kind of go through, you know, through the transformation process, like all that as well. So definitely.
And what would you say, Nirali, what would be kind of your end advice to somebody that was thinking about working with me within the group program or one-on-one, but was scared to invest or scared to up level? What would you say?
Seriously, just go for it. Like book that clarity call and you will see like the real like Natasha and see what it's for. And, you know, from my experience, like I have transformed into a different person. Like I can truly say that what I've got out of it is like, yeah, before I used to think, yeah, I'll be able to, you know, take action. Yeah, I can do this. Like I just used to say it to myself. Now I truly believe that anything I set my mind to, I can achieve. Like it's definitely that. And it's kind of that deep-rooted belief that, you know, is created within. So seriously, anyone looking to work with Natasha, seriously, go for it. Like it's the best thing you're ever going to do in your life. I mean, that's the best investment I ever made as well, like just working. So definitely go for it and seriously see the results for yourself, you know, in both, like whether it's one-on-one or the Badass group as well. Definitely just go for it. Book that clarity call.